Hey, how's it going? Hey, Zelin. Hey, Atski. Fuxia. What's up? And Lou Rib. Great. Nice to see you back, Lou Rib. Have you started your junior artist career, or is it coming? Hey, Rooney. Morphia. What's up? What's up? Mel. Hey. And my daughter is not having a good morning, and you hear it in the background, as per usual. Such a shame, but what can you do? You're in the office right now. Wicked. Hey, Gria. How's it going? You're in Malmö? Nice. Rolo Mancer. What's good? So, today's morning study, Monday study, is a photo of a UFC fighter called Conor McGregor. I found the photo really cool. Like, it's a striking light and a great silhouette. And there's a lot of things happening in this. There is a lot of interesting volumes and light and difference in materials. You can do quite a lot of different studies here. You can go warm and cool light, things like that. Hey Bono, how's it going? So today I will do a study, and what I will try to do is to nail or get the volumes right. Hey Cobra, how's it going? And there is something that I've always kind of been bad at, and I want to try to work on. Hey Crosshatch, how's it going? Remember me? Of course I do. Crosshatch, every Monday we do Monday study, and we do studies based on photos or art series or so on. And today I decided to let's do a portrait of a UFC fighter. What do you think I'm bad at? There's a lot of things I could be better at. And like I said, my daughter is having a bad morning. She's gonna scream in the background. Nothing happening, but her disease. Her disease. I guess it's a disease, no syndrome. Her syndrome makes her have like mood swings and uncontrollable screaming at times. So you'll hear that in the background. Oh, really? Yeah, France is restarting? That's cool. People should still consider like staying away from people though, even though you're open for business and all that. Best of luck to France to go back to normality. The list is always long, you know. So what I want to try to do, like I said, there's a thing which I'm not really good at, and that is soft and hard shapes. So I really want to try to nail that. And what I think I need to do is, like, I've never really figured out the process of how one should nail soft and hard edges. I think a big problem is my process, because I'm very heavy-handed, and I make a lot of heavy marks in the sense that the timer's on. I'm not really careful, or I'm not building the image probably the way I should build the image to get a lot of soft transitions, and then smooth edges, and then somehow being able to make the hard edges. So what I think I gotta do is I gotta do a lot of softness, build the image with a lot of soft brushes, and then go in with a sharper brush and just sharpen edges. Hey, Fresh, how's it going? Crosshatch, if I have a degree, I have a bachelor. A bachelor in hypermedia or whatever it was called. I don't remember. But what I have is, like I said, a degree in 3D animation, programming in C++ and Dolphin. And also I have a degree in design theory, in writing and story and constructing narratives and stuff. So it's not design as in graphic design. It is design as in the written form for games, if that makes sense. You know, design department in a video game is the people writing the story, figuring out gameplay, arranging lore, and all these things, right? They're designing the world where the artists are visualizing the world, right? So I have a degree in that. And if it has helped me, I would say it has helped me. Not so much in like it has landed me a job, but the overall understanding of what is required has helped me significantly in my career, I would say. It has also helped me because of my broad why Rollermaster should the Nightbot come? People are asking for the ref. Hey, Weeping Jay. What it does also with a degree, like you say, with visas and stuff. With a degree, you can a company can convince their government to hire you, because, for example, when I was headhunted by Creative Assembly to go to work with them in UK when I lived in Sweden, they had to convince UK of why they should hire someone outside of UK, why they should go outside of the borders to find someone. Why can't they go with someone inside UK, right? So what they could do is they could argue the point that I had a unique education, a degree, so to speak, that didn't exist in UK and all these things, right? It helped my case to convince a company to convince their government to import me to the country, right? Like work import, I guess. So that's something that people without degrees should consider. That it can actually be a thing why you're not, you know, what unique selling point do you have that you can use to convince companies, or the companies can use to convince their government to hire you? What component, what thing do you possess that uh, you know, sadly it is a thing. Ritas, I work for an outsourcing company called Opus Arts, which is an outsourcing company. Uh, we design stuff for video games and movies, but mostly video games. I've worked for Sega and Creative Assembly in-house. I think for 3 years I worked, and then I moved to this company, and I've been with them for over 9 years, soon 10 years. It's really good fun. It's a huge variety, and I've helped build the company to what it is. So it's a fun experience, you know. Pacobra, I don't own the company. The owner is a friend of mine whose name is Chi Wong. He's a working doctor, anesthesiast for the Royal. He's a private hospital anesthesiast, and also a concept artist, but he doesn't do that much concept art anymore. He founded it. I helped him build it, you know, by attaching myself as at the lead position, an art director, which, you know, allowed us to bloom. And in return, I got to work on boatloads of games because I guess what I did was very palatable to a lot of clients, which allowed us to get access to a lot of clients. We worked ourselves into shortlist of publishers, so we are at the shortlists of Microsoft and Sony and so on, and Ubisoft. So whenever they want to workshop an idea they have, we get first pick, more or less. We can help them develop things, which in return have given me a lot of opportunities to be involved and help build and create a lot of games, which is fascinating, which I absolutely love. Out of graphic design and animation, which do you think would help more with concept art illustration? Crosshatch. It's a hard question to say because I am me and you are you, right? I don't know how you work, how your brain, what is missing, in the sense of where's the gaps in your uh, knowledge set, and not so much what's wrong with you missing. Um, so it's a really hard question to answer well. Um, but illustration in particular is very narrative driven, but it's also based on communication. That I also got a part of the degree in human and computer interaction. Why computers have a green button instead of a orange button, why a board is red, how you interact with physicality versus virtuality and all these things. It's really weird, but nevertheless, I have an education in it. But yeah, it's hard to say what you need to learn. Um, I can only base it based on what I know and what skill sets I've gained from it and what holes it plugged, right? But in general, though, the more educated you are in any aspect of the field you're working in, the higher chance of a well-rounded base you have. And with that, I mean, um, like if you're an illustrator, educate yourself in how to write a story, and then you'll understand what is required by a story, and then that you can kind of reverse engineer into your work, because you understand what the story is and what makes it exciting, or how you construct a narrative, and then you understand, oh, okay, I need, in forms of storytelling, I can influence my art that way, or so in general, anything helps. It all comes down to what you do with this new found knowledge, or reason why you are venturing down a road to learn about whatever. As long as it contributes something to the better forwarding yourself, any in-depth knowledge of anything can actually help you, even if it's not directly connected with your line of work. If you become a better person, better understanding, smarter, you can, if you're smart enough or think the right way, you can incorporate that into your skill set. So today's study, like I said, I wanted to practice soft and hard edges. I'm I would say I'm starting to get there with a variety, but I feel like it's still not really there. I think I need to start experimenting with sharpness of edges. It's still very soft. Um, but hopefully we'll get somewhere in the end. I'm starting to feel like we're reaching a point now where I really need to start defining some edges. Masha 215. Currently, it's default round brush. Pacobra, yeah, he's a full-time doctor. That's true. How can I make a decision, Crosshatch? Well, you have to consider what you need. Where's like you're lacking understanding of things, right? Hey, Jonas, how's it going? Hey, Paper, how's it going? Oh, okay. You are a bot, Paper. Uh, Frenchy, yeah, absolutely. Like I can tell you an example of how I've used 3D animation to better my work. Right. So in university, I got a bachelor in 3D animation, in Maya and ZBrush and all that. Right. So one of the tasks that we had to do was to do make your own model. Right. Rig it, animate it, all this. Right. And one of the previous tasks was take an audio clip and animate your oh no, actually afterwards, when you've finished doing everything, take an audio clip like a random from this archive and animate um, using your character. So you had to do a full rig, with facial animations and all these things. And then we got an audio clip, and we had to make a scene using our character, and try to explain or try to emote um, with the character. And you also, when you created the character, you had to have some sort of direction, right? And because I had personally, I always been driven, right? So when I went to uni, I set up life drawing classes and all these things on my own, and started, I wanted to better myself. So when I started creating this character in 3D, I already had concepted it. I already had on orthographic. I already had a personality in mind, and because I took theater in high school, I also learned about like staging, uh, and what's important to think about in terms of acting, and how do you show sadness or how do you show anger and all these things. And I also had an interest in psychology, and I did research on my own of body language and all these things, right? So I used to go to the when I was like 18, 17, I read about body language and psychology and how you project emotions through posture and all these kind of psychological things of mirroring. If you look up to me and we are talking and I do this while talking and you mimic me, that means that you are on my side mentally. Like you follow me, so to speak. That you are not an opponent anymore. You are on. You look up to me to the point where you are copying my movement. So like if I shift weight on one leg while we're talking and you shift your leg as well, a lot of people won't notice that, but because I read about that, I understand that. I kind of understood that aspect, and I could see it all the time when talking with people. I notice these things, so I'm aware of it, which then, going back to the story about 3D animation, right? So when I had to do animate my character, I already had these kind of complex understanding of body language and posing because I took life drawing classes on my own, and I looked, I've done all these other studies that supplemented my understanding of how a body works. So when it came to animation, my first animation went really, really, really well. I got top grades for it. For even like this is the first time ever I do 3D animation, and that's just because the fact that I had supplemented with information that wasn't directly connected to 3D animation, but in overall a general understanding of um, how things work, right? So it's really, really hard to say what you should learn to get better at illustration, because there's more than one thing um, that makes you good at something. Janus, yeah, I'm um, I'm focusing on this study. What you should always focus on a study intent, right? And not just copy. Uh, but I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that I'm really bad at this kind of very soft look and feel of a painting, because my style is generally quite heavy-handed, and I never really nail that delicate, soft edges style. So I thought I'd play around a little bit with it today, um, and just try to adapt my painting style slightly differently. That's why I've built this image with a majority of a big soft round brush, um, and now I'm gonna try to start making some harder edges, but I'm not sure really how to go about doing that. And I have a feeling that I'm just gonna go over the whole thing and ruin the softness. So I'm gonna try to kind of analyze what I'm doing and not trying to over sharpen a lot of edges. Um, so it's a little bit of a cautious tale here at this point forward of what I want to do in terms of edges here. Um, and also I want to try to nail that, like I said, soft and hard edge feeling. And I guess a lot of them use smudge, but I'm not sure. Probably should though. Because I think that's a big part of that style. But again, I'm not sure because it's not my natural style, so I'm not really aware of how to go about getting to that look. But try to learn, right? And whoever want to do this study with me, just apostrophe ref, and you get the link. Hey DM, how's it going? Spectre, yeah, he's a great book. Hey Max, how's it going? Hey Max, how's it going? Good morning, sir. DM, yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I picked this reference. I saw it just randomly uh, surfing Instagram. It's a really cool photo, really nice lighting and all these things. And it has a very nice atmosphere. It's almost like a king sitting on his throne. So there's a lot of nice things happening in this image as well. So I felt like it lends itself great to studies. And today I personally decided what I wanted to study, because this ref can provide a lot of different things to study. But what I decided to study is soft and hard edges, because there's a lot of them in this image, and I thought, it's always been something I wanted to improve on, which I'm not the best at, even though I'm quite good at it. But yeah, you live and you learn. There's certain style, like I don't understand. They have these super buttery transitions. I don't understand how they get that, because it's probably down to brush and how you build the image and what tools you use. I'm assuming those people use the smudge quite feverishly. Max. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. For those who don't know, if you click Max's name, you'll get a pop-up like a business card. You click his name and you get to go to his channel. He's a great streamer. Or you can actually click his name, get a business card pop-up, click follow, I think you can even. So you don't need to go anywhere. And go and make sure you follow him. He's a great artist. He's a Swedish artist. The Swinglish, Swedish English. I mean, is that so? Oh, damn. I've done it all wrong. I'm messing the softness up. It's annoying. Bugging me. One thing that annoys me, well, like I said, is the softness is kind of lost. I should have zigged when I zagged in terms of choosing the brushes, I think. I'm not sure really, but it leaves me with a taste to do more. I want to dive back into the idea of soft airbrush to hard edge. But next time, what I will do is I will still use the same soft brush, but I'll use selections. That's what I think I'll do next time. So instead of swapping brush and kind of complicating the image that way by introducing a new tool, I think going soft brush with selections might be a more interesting solution. Atsuki, any examples? There are a lot on internet. Sadly, I don't have any at ready, but usually what that is a lot of Asian artists, especially Chinese. They come from that kind of fine art school. Also, a lot of Russians, but generally the Chinese have that style, and I think it's all down to the process and how they build the images and mannerism in terms of approach to how you construct the image. Where my painting style is way more heavy-handed and a lot, I would say, in comparison, a lot more like alla prima in terms of I make a mark and it's there. Where a lot of artists they kind of softly build the image up, which I don't do enough, I think. Um, so I think that's a big part of it, is that the way I construct the image is not prone to that style. And that's what I wanted to explore a little bit today. Yeah, but time's up. Pacobra, yeah, more or less. It's not really, I don't know what you mean by literally no brush marks, but there is this kind of smoothness to it. Giannis, yeah, that kind of smoothness. Let's let's find my. Let's see if we can quickly find an example of what I mean. I'm trying to quickly spot one and I'm probably missing due to it. Probably not. No. Anyways, you probably get it. Shouldn't be too hard to understand. But yeah, so the interesting aspects of it is of this study, I think it definitely made me think. It made me consider things. I think I picked up a thing or two that I shouldn't do and things that I should do, even though the study itself, I didn't get the result that I wanted. But I think I actually learned something about construction, which is good. Spectre, I don't know. It doesn't really matter in the end. I have had a mental image of that edge control that I didn't manage to do. But nevertheless, I learned something which is important, and I forwarded my skill set based on this study. One thing that I really enjoyed, which I picked up from, was soft brush to hard brush. That transition always makes interesting images, which I tend to sketch with a hard brush, then soft brush, then hard brush. So I think I need to go and play around with constructing with soft brush a little bit more. But yeah, it was fun. Fun study. Kind of like it wrong. Crazy Little Animal. If it's a PSD available, no, you have a VOD available. You can watch it back if you want. If you want to do the study, type apostrophe ref. Have a good day. Let's find someone to raid who's online. Chloe? Let's raid Chloe. Alright, have a great day everyone, good night if you're that part of the world. If you want to do the study of the double champ, do please do. Share it on Discord. See you guys tomorrow morning for drawing your topic of suggestion. I'm gonna do the outro, then take it to the raid, so don't go anywhere. Have a good one everyone. Thanks for coming.